What's up, Moorlands kids? My name is Zeke, and today we're juggling.
Lead on, lead on, lead on, because we're Moorlands kids. Lead on, lead on, lead on, and we know where we're going. Yeah, we're all here to spread some cheer and help you all to grow. With our HQs and me and you, come with us and you'll know. Lead on, lead on, lead on, because we're Moorlands kids. Lead on, lead on, lead on, and we know where we're going.
Alright, Moorlands, so today is Thursday. I hope everyone is having a fantastic week. And before we get into our juggling, first we have to talk about a little bit of responsibility, a little bit of decide and plan. So I think that one super easy way to show responsibility while we're juggling is if we're doing it inside of our homes, making sure that we're using a material to juggle, such as I would recommend socks, if you can ball up some socks. That way we are being responsible, using a soft material that's not going to break anything inside. If you go outside, you could use something else like tennis balls that we're using. But that's one super easy way to show responsibility. And decide and plan, what we're going to do right now is we're going to go through the steps that we need to learn how to juggle. And that's going to create our plan so we can start practicing. And one very, very important thing to keep in mind when we are juggling is that it is not easy. It's not something that you're going to be able to get right away. It's going to be something that requires lots and lots of practice. For me, it took me about 3 months of practicing for about 5 to 10 minutes almost every single day before I even got to the level that I'm at. And there's still so much more that I can improve on. So we just want to make sure that we're not getting frustrated. We are choosing our response, making sure that we are, if we make a mistake, no problem, just pick up the ball, we're going to try again. The only way that we can get better at juggling is practice, practice, practice. Step number 1, what we're going to do is we're going to put down 2 of the balls and just use 1. All we're going to do is we're just going to want to throw it up, and we're going to want to make sure that we are getting a feel for the ball. Just throw it up. It doesn't actually really matter too much how you're throwing it. Just throw it around, get a feel for it, understand the weight of the ball, understand how to catch it, and throwing it back and forth. You're just going to want to work on this skill as much as you can so that when it is time to juggle, these juggling balls that you're using are basically just second nature to you. Now that we are comfortable with the ball, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to find our 2 points that we want to throw the ball. So if you take your hands and you put them straight up and you point, you're going to point to 2 spots in the air, and these are the 2 spots that you're going to want to be throwing the ball to begin with. So when I'm throwing with my left hand over here, I want to hit this point in the air, and when I'm throwing with my right hand, I want to hit this point in the air. The next thing we're going to want to practice is just tossing it back and forth from one hand to the next. We're going to be using a scooping motion to throw in towards, and we're going to want to catch it just outside of our shoulder and keep doing that back and forth. That is the motion that we are going to be using when we are juggling. The next step is to pick up a second ball, and this is where it gets a little bit complicated, so it's going to need a lot of practice. What we're going to do is we are going to get both balls going at the same time. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one hand and you're going to throw the ball up, and when it starts to come down, you're going to want to throw the other ball up towards the hand that threw the first ball. So it's going to look something like this. Okay? So just keep practicing that over and over until it starts to feel natural. And this step is super, super important, so make sure that you take lots of time practicing this until you can get it every time, so that when we're actually juggling, it's a piece of cake. Alright, so we have come to the third and final step already of learning how to juggle. We're gonna pick up all 3 balls and we're gonna put 2 in one hand and 1 in the other. So to hold 2 balls in one hand, you wanna have 1 in the palm of your hand and hold that with your pinky and your ring finger, and then you're gonna wanna hold the other ball with your thumb and then your index and your middle finger. And you're gonna be throwing the first ball with your thumb and your index finger. So the first thing that we wanna do is we wanna go 1 throw at a time. So practice throwing that first ball over and catching. Just practice throwing that 1 ball over, just like this. Once we have done this lots and lots of times and we feel comfortable with that, then you move on to throwing a second ball. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now once you get a hang of that, you can go on to a third throw. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And you can keep building up more and more throws. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? And then just build it up, build it up, build it up. Once you can do 4, try to do 5. Once you can do 5, try to do 6, then 7, then 8. And soon enough, you'll lose track and you'll just keep juggling forever, right? So just keep practicing until you get the hang of it. And you're gonna make lots of mistakes. You might drop the ball just like that. No big deal. Pick it up, keep practicing. It's all just a process and it takes a lot of time. But eventually, when you create the plan and you follow the steps, you'll start to get the hang of it. But you just gotta keep practicing, 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 then practice some more, and then finish off with some more practicing. All right? Cool. And once you've got your juggling under control, you can try out some new moves. I call this one off the wall. Off the ground. Off the roof. Off the roof a couple times. Off the ground, off the wall, into the juggle. Backwards off the roof. Why not try some keep ups? And that's how to juggle with Zeke. And that's how to juggle with Zeke. With Zeke. One, 2, 3, 4.
你开始那个。
Ay.